Okay, what's up, y'all? Just finished my second preseason game here. Last, I say last week, I mean in game. If I say that, if I ever say that, really, I'm gonna mean in game, not actually last week. Anyway, um, this video I'm gonna be doing basically like a little power ranking thing of all the teams we have in the league. Uh, Bit of news. I mean, most of you already know if you're watching this because I don't have anyone to ever watch this shit. Is that we're probably going to add on 4 more teams. So I guess once I'm done with the rankings, I'll do a little bit of speculation about that. What teams I think would be good fits. What divisions I think would make sense if when we add in 4 more people. Because it's instead of just like one person or whatever, like we gotta try to balance it out. We can't just throw someone in, and it's not like 8 people to where we just stick a new person in every division. We have to figure out which ones are which. But yeah, like I said, I'll get to that later. Want to do little power rankings on all the teams first. So yeah, see everybody here. It's not really gonna help though. He beat the shit out of the Lions. Good God. Okay. So yeah, first off, Seattle, I like this year. Rookie QB, great receiving core. Defense is a little but we'll see how that goes. I need to go to depth chart if I really want to do this right. Okay, start with the AFC teams. Bengals. Okay, yep. Wow, Dalton either fell off like crazy or he's got a scheme that's wildly different to mine. Yeah, Bengals are always good. Best team in the AFC last year was a touchdown away from winning the Super Bowl. Still got AJ Green and Sanu. Douglas, I don't know if Douglas was there last year. I honestly didn't check their roster that much. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of this team is, there's not really a lot of rookies that are doing a lot. I mean, they've got second-year player here. A lot of the guys on this team, though, are just veterans that were already on the game in real life that are just, they're good at their jobs. I mean, there's no reason to get rid of any of these guys like Andre Smith, Bowling, Whitworth. No, Whitworth actually wasn't there. Yeah. Dunlap is one of the best pass rushers in the league. I think he actually broke the sack record in our first season. I'm not sure. Okay. Wrong car, dude. Yeah, still got Atkins, Perfect, all of them. So this team was pretty much already built when he got them. Oh, here's a linebacker I was looking at in the draft, but that's not really relevant right now. Defense is still good, though. I mean, I think that there's not really a lot going on at corner because, Leon Hall is just getting old. I see Leon Hall as a parallel to Brent Grimes for me. He's like veteran, both in their 11th year now, really good, great coverage skills. But that scares the shit out of me. The speed it's not there anymore. Grimes fell off a lot harder than him though, because Grimes is struggling to stay in the 80s right now. Yeah. So I think Bengals this year still very much a threat. Maybe not as much. I think Steelers will have a better shot at the division. Actually, I should say they'd have a shot at the division. They really didn't last year. Bengals are 15-1. Yeah. I think problem with the Bengals team is that their core is basically put into place over the span of 2 or 3 years, meaning they're all going to get old really fast. And it's going to be hard to replace a lot of those pieces. I think that once you see, like I said, Leon Hall, best example, and some of these offensive linemen maybe. But once these guys start regressing, like you see Andy Dalton, somehow an 80. I mean, yeah, scheme difference can be playing a part in that, but look, some of this stuff just isn't there anymore. Like the arm's not that great, accuracy isn't the best thing ever. Yeah, I don't know. If they start regressing, they're all going to be regressing around the same time, and that's never really good for a team. So yeah. Then we go to the Bills. Bills are second seed in the AFC last year. It went 12-4. I split the series with them because they're in my division. Now let's see, was it Shane Wynn or was it Dora Robinson? One of these like 50s overall halfbacks is another speed freak. Okay, they both are fucking wonderful. Like, look, this is not fucking fair. 97, 98, or speed and acceleration. I think if the Bills are smart, they're going to be using these guys as receiving threats. Maybe. I didn't even check their catching. Decent catching, yeah. You want to be using these guys as receiving threats to go with Javier Keith and J.J. Nelson. Because these two guys led the league in yards last year. Not sure about touchdowns, but I know they're up there because, like, let me put it this way: in week 1 of our last season, I played the Bills. Tyrod Taylor was still starting for that at the time. He threw 6 touchdowns, like 3 to Keith, 3 to Nelson, and that was really the only catches they had. It was more like they will get behind you, and they will score. So if you're playing the Bills, it's more like you have to just have an offense that'll match it. Problem with the Bills is the best part of their defenses, their safeties, so you can't do it the same way that they do it to you. Now, I think biggest issue with the Bills though is that Corey Graham and Aaron Williams are both kind of falling off. I mean, Aaron Williams maybe not so much, he's only in his 7th year, but Corey Graham definitely. In his 11th year, I would look at Eric Reed taking over that spot maybe sometime this year. I don't know how early that's going to be, though. But, yeah. Corner, though, they're pretty weak at, so even if you don't want to test this defense deep, quick passes, you can probably get away with it. Linebacking core is pretty good, so you probably want to try to keep it outside. But, yeah. I mean, I did shut this team down in my second game. Keith and Nelson, I was able to contain pretty well. They had a few catches, but they weren't getting them deep. Really just using speed, having to get little short intermediate routes. First down here and there, but, you know, I really did. I think I held them under like 60 yards total between the two of them. Yeah, Ryan Griffin's weird to me because, like, the overall's low, and I think Taylor, I guess I know this is a scheme difference thing because Taylor overall is a better quarterback than Ryan Griffin. Like, throwing power for Griffin is crap. Accuracy for these two is kind of a wash. Well, it was before Bills pumped up Griffin's deep accuracy. It was only like a point over Taylor's before then. Like, if look at throwing on the run, awareness is bad for both of them. But Tyrod can just run all over the place, and he did in that first game I played him. Second time around, he was starting Griffin, and I was able to really, contain their pass game. But, like, Taylor, here's the thing with the Bills. They don't like running the ball. No, you got Niall Davis as starting running back. He's okay, but I don't think he can really revitalize a non-existent run game that they had last year on his own. So I really think that if you really want a run game going, you start Taylor and just put the deep accuracy points on him. I mean, it would work. I think, though, Bills over. I don't think this is the year that the Bills overtake the Bengals. I think they're still, in contention. Next in the AFC, the Blues. This is the Titans that got relocated. Still got Mariota and Mettenberger, and some fucking scrub. Got it. Mariota, good God. I don't need to say how much of a threat he is to run. I'm skipping this. They got Lamar Miller, my old running back. Bishop Sankey, and I think Sankey's a power back, really. Definitely a power back. You got a nice little 1-2 punch here with these two guys, though. And, okay. Jared Hayne is on here, huh? I like Hayne. I'm not going to go out of my way trying to get him. And I thought his carrying was going to be worse than that, honestly. Because I know in real life, the reason he got cut the first time around for the Niners is because he kept fumbling. I guess this got boosted up or whatever, but I wouldn't really... If I was going to have Hayne on my team, I wouldn't use him as, like... I don't know. I wouldn't be using him as a feature back, but I wouldn't be developing him, You'd just be kind of like a rotational guy. I don't know. Receivers good. They got Landry from me this year. I traded him for James Michael Johnson, who, well, he's been pretty damn good so far from what I've seen in preseason. Nothing really special going on in the receiving core. A lot of, 4 or 5 year guys you're seeing. Um, let's see though. I wouldn't be using these guys as deep threats. None of them really that overly fast. Like, look at this. Fastest speed you got here is 90 with Latimer and Kendall Wright. But yeah, I think Latimer might be the best deep threat this team has, just because he's taller than Kendall Wright. Where's their jumping? I need to find it. Oh, I definitely passed it. Where's jumping? There's jumping. I was retarded. It was right next to speed. Yeah. Oh, basically this entire core, like, it's deep, but like, you see the overalls, and like, I know overall's not the best gauge, but for receivers, there's so many different stats that are going into that. Yeah, it's a pretty good indicator of some positions. I mean, they're deep, but I mean, you look at the top here, and it's just not. They don't have like that star receiver they were looking for. I think that the run game, when you factor in Mariota, is going to be good enough though, and the offensive line is still maybe one of the best in the league. De La Puente is low overall, but he pancaked the shit out of people last year, and ended up actually as one of our All-Pro nominations. I think I had him as my first team, personally. Yeah. So him and Jake Long are gonna be the weak links on that line, but other than that, it is solid. We got Gerald McCoy, Rackmo, and Jarrell Casey, and Michael Brockers. So defensive line is gonna be a nightmare for people. Linebacking core, I like it a little bit better. Whoops, go back. Ogletree and Kendricks especially. Zach Brown, Marcus Hunt's a middle linebacker. Okay, Zach Brown and Avery Williamson were actually two guys I was trying to target in a trade. I believe they were actually the initial targets I wanted for Jarvis Landry, because I wanted to kind of replace Koemisi because like he's good as like a run thumping linebacker, but I kind of wanted a guy that would have a little bit more speed too, so I could play coverage because when you've watched me play games, I use it in the middle linebacker. Like I don't want to go to safety or whatever because I know you're supposed to be able to use the safety to play run defense, but for me, it's more like if I can guess where the play is going with the middle linebacker, like I can get in there. I definitely was doing that in these last two preseason games. Just I'm not going to broadcast those because I don't want you seeing what I'm trying to do on offense just yet. But yeah, I ended up setting for James Michael Johnson, and he ends up playing outside linebacker, which did free up Eric Pinkins' move to safety, so that was cool, I guess. Corner, I don't know. This isn't really an immediately need. They didn't really need a rookie corner out of the draft, but I feel like they could make improvements here. Not biggest position of need though. Overall, though, I think the Blues are going to be a really underrated team. The passing game may need a little bit of work, but the front seven is goddamn nasty on this team, and it kind of makes it where you don't have to really worry about the back end so much. I mean, hey, if you're getting sacked before you have your 3 seconds you need to hit your 97 speed receiver, it doesn't really matter what your receiver can do, right? I think the Blues are going to be one of the better teams in the conference. They were third seed last year at 10-6, won their division. I don't know if they overtake Buffalo. I do think that it's going to be closer than 12-4, 10-6, though. I could see them both having the same record this year. Broncos. Broncos are a team that's going to look a lot different this year. I think they were actually starting Colt McCoy last year. They traded for Russell Wilson, so they don't need QB. They got a good run game here with Anderson and Thompson. Definitely need to sign a third guy, though. You can't have your fullback as your third string receiver or halfback. Like, why do you got two fullbacks anyway, man? Come on. See, they just need more players on this team. Demetric Turner's a receiver I really liked as a rookie, and like most teams that drafted a rookie receiver in first round are going to be starting him, but they're already so deep they don't even have to. Receiver core here is great. They just need more bodies. Antonio Gates, old as shit. I don't know how he hasn't dropped yet, but Virgil Green's a great backup to have right behind him. Clady, yeah, line's good. Could get a little better at center over Evan Smith and Bruce Campbell. But hey, no one fucking likes you, Schofield. So, kudos to Denver for getting Schofield out of a fucking starting spot. Defensive line, Malik Jackson's the best player here. Mebane's a good player, but ooh, I did not scout defensive tackles. I don't know who this is, but good rookie there though. I don't know if they run 4-3 or 3-4. If they didn't change it, Broncos should be in 4-3, and yeah, I would definitely stay in a 4-3 here. But Shane Ray's overall here, don't let that fool you. That's my scheme difference because I'm weird and I play cover 2 outside linebackers because, yeah, that's just the kind of personnel I have. Shane Ray is a pass rusher, and he's damn good at it. Yeah. Corners are still there. They need more depth here because Lorenzo Doss coming onto the field, if any of your corners need a break, is fucking scary because I would attack it immediately if I was an opponent. But, secondary's still good. Like I said, this team just really just needs depth, and that's not even a power ranking issue. Like, Broncos are good. Let me go to the Raiders real quick because I think that if the Raiders didn't make some stupidly good improvements, there is no way that the Broncos don't take that division. Now, Raiders, I guess this is a scheme thing because I don't know. Either he is superstar dev or the schemes are making it different because how's he he's starting over Derek Carr. Let's see. Arms down is good. Oh my God. I didn't realize how bad Derek Carr's deep ball was. I think that explains a lot as far as my offline franchise with the Raiders. He cannot hit anyone deep to save his life. Yeah, okay. I definitely see why he's getting the start here. That overall is getting murdered by the low awareness, but that doesn't matter when you're playing as the QB. Like, look at this. He's faster than Carr. Deep ball is a ton better. Yeah, he's beating him out in accuracy. Like, okay. I don't know what my overall is doing to those guys. Okay, I have no idea who the hell this guy is, but yeah. Great running backs here. Their scheme's got to be a lot different. Jadavian Scott was one I was looking at late, but I ended up taking Vanetton Ferguson. He ended up being like a 70 overall, which, for a 7th-round pick is not bad at all. So, yeah. Let's see. You still got Amari Cooper, but not much else going on behind him. I don't like Marlon Brown too much. He's tall, but, look at the weight here. 211, 214. Like, Marlon Brown is like that lanky kid at school and shit. Yeah. I don't like him that much as a second receiver. Marcel Reese is good, though. I would argue he's probably the best player on their offense. Yeah, line is still good, though. A lot of these guys got developed. I like the move for Jamarcus Webb inside because, like I said, I do know this Raiders roster. I've been using them offline in the franchise, and Webb starts out as their starting right tackle, but he's better to play inside. Look at how big he is. He's like 333 pounds. Phil Loadholt's a great run blocking right tackle to have out of free agency, I guess. But yeah. Oh, God. Defensive line is... Actually, no. Defensive line is going to be a little hard to grade because this is a 3-4 team. So the overalls are getting thrown off a lot, but I think they needed someone younger there. I think they're going to start regressing in the middle of the year. That's never fun. Oh, yeah. Spikes outside. It'll be interesting. Now, there's Khalil Mack. Okay. So there you... Ooh, they got Merciless, too. They got a good set of edge rushers here, Mack and Merciless, so we'll see how that goes. Corners might be the best part about this team. Overalls are low, but don't worry about that. Stephen Newton was a high draft pick last year. No, he wasn't a high draft pick. Was he? I think he was, actually. I think he was like 2nd overall last year, actually. The Raiders did not do well in the first season. But this year, he was a stud. He almost led the league in picks, I think. Great number 1 corner to have. TJ Carey can develop well as number 2. That's kind of my plan with him. But then Sean Williams is going to make this team really good. He had an 8.0 combine grade. It was like, I think the only thing he wasn't top 3 in was the 40 time, but that's because a lot of the rookie corners were running like 4.4s, so they all have about 90, 92 speed. But Yeah, stupidly good combine grade, and Raiders were able to get him at I think like mid 20s because they won the division. So they won those playoff picks, but Williams, Carey, and Newton are going to be a great corner trio to build around. I think Malik Clark, yeah, he's a pretty good safety. I don't know how well he's going to develop though. And free safety, yeah, they need some rookie that's not going to suck. But yeah, I don't know if they've done enough here to really make them contest with all the stuff that Denver's loaded up on because the rookie corners are good, but they're not up to the level of covering the likes of Jordy Nelson. Demetri Turner's gonna out jump all of them because he's 6'4". So I think the Broncos have that division. Raiders are gonna be kind of middle of the pack this year, as far as AFC goes. Okay, now we gotta go to. I'm gonna skip me for now because I've know my team well enough. Jaguars. Bortles still developing. He's kind of stagnant though. Deep ball is a little worse than you'd like for a starting QB, but look what they got behind him. Not much better. Bortles just isn't accurate. He's never really gonna be. Run game for the Jaguars. Ben Tate's been overachieving based off of what you would have expected. Like they knew this. I think they signed him. I'm not sure if they signed him before the first season or not, but he immediately won a starting spot in the preseason and has been one of the best backs in the league. Probably because Doug Martin just got here and Yeldon was still kind of raw as a rookie. Dion Lewis, I think he just signed this year too, or he's been stashed in that fourth hole the whole time. But Ben Tate's been like their feature back the entire time he's been there. So he's been easily I think he had like 1,300 yards or something last year. They got Gerhardt as a great fullback and have receivers. I'm surprised actually that Allen Hurts dropped here, but receivers are not really the strength of this team. Danny Amendola is like really their best threat here because Robinson, Blackman haven't done too much on the outside, and when you have a run game featured around Ben Tate, yeah, the offense it could be better. It's never really been one of the best in the league, but that's not what Jacksonville does. They got Julius Thomas, great tight end to have. Decent O-line, could be better on the left side. Yeah, but Jaguars defense is one of the best ones in the league. Not really a lot of stars. Did they have Mario Williams at defensive tackle? Okay. This will be interesting. I want to see if they'll rotate Roy Miller in. Yeah. It's a typical 4-3 defense, but Talvin Smith is a goddamn animal. And look at this. Stephon Gilmore is lockdown corner. House and Gratz, good pair to have. They just don't have the depth behind him. Sergio Brown is still, their safety. Gabe Floyd, good rookie last year, but Jaguars defense, I feel like it's really a play calling thing with them. They know how to shut teams down. And, they keep all their games low scoring. And now they've got Cordarrelle Patterson returning kickoffs, so wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. And Tavon Austin? Yeah, no. I don't want to take my shitty special teams to Jacksonville anytime soon. What I'm wondering is, where the hell is Austin on the receiving chart? Are they just going to carry 7 receivers? I don't know. Jaguars, though, I don't think they've got enough going on to really beat Chicago because Chicago's front 7 is up there with Jacksonville's, maybe better, even though Jacksonville definitely has a better secondary. So I feel like the defenses there are a bit of a wash, and Chicago can do more on offense. I feel like the run game is better, even though Tate is a pretty good back in the league. But I like Mariota more than I like Bortles in this franchise, so yeah. Next team, who we got? We got Steelers. Yeah. Funny thing about the Steelers is that Martavis Bryant was actually their number 1 receiver as far as stats go last year. had more yards than Antonio Brown because you know what Martavis Bryant is. Throw a fade into the end zone. Martavis Bryant will tell whoever's covering him basically to fuck off. And they got AJ Reyes, this speedy little fucker out of the slot. So that'll be fun trying to deal with. Le'Veon Bell is the best running back in the league right now. Like, basically, he might hit 30 touchdowns this year. I don't know. Roethlisberger, though, he's getting out there. He's still really good, but future-wise, I still need to address quarterback because Landry Jones ain't going to cut it. Yeah. I think for this year, though, Steelers' offense has gotten a lot better. Receiving core got beefed up with Reyes, and Robert Woods has got speed, too. I want to see them work him in, too. Yeah, Ladarius Green. This might be one of my favorite Madden tight ends because he's got like 89 speed, which is freaking incredible for a tight end. He hasn't had bad catching stats either. So overall, it's a little bit low. I'm not quite sure why, but he's got speed and he can catch. That's all you could ask for out of a tight end. Dude's 6'6" and 240. It's like Megatron on the line. Yeah, and speaking of the line, still good. Not a lot of. I don't think he's got any rookies here. It's all guys that are carrying over from real life. But hey, they do their job well. Greg Hardy is a douchebag, but he's good in Madden and he gets double-digit sacks every year. Arthur Mote's another good D end. Yeah. And then Gion Jordan, I probably shouldn't have traded him away because I traded him for a fourth rounder before we really got all this going. He had an okay season in the first year, but I think he had like 8.5 sacks last year. So he kind of stepped up. Now, the middle linebacker is going to be interesting. Christian Quinn was the guy I really wanted for the spot in the draft. He's already like the best one on the roster, but they run a 3-4, so he'll be in the middle with Quan Alexander. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay, that sucked. Malcolm Smith is like their fast guy. I think he can get rotated in on passing downs. Does he be better to cover and all that? And Wesley Woodyard's kind of like a veteran presence, but they got guys they want to develop, so... God. Those sneezes are coming out of nowhere. I had no idea why. Yeah. Christian Quinn and Quan Alexander are a good core to build around at this position. Bud Dupree is a stupidly good edge rusher. And look at this. Richard Sherman, Brandon Boykin, and not too much past them. Will Davis, another former Dolphin, but outside corners are great for Pittsburgh. Boykin's kind of like a diamond in the rough guy, low overall, but great playmaker. And Earl Thomas, he stole everyone off the fucking Seahawks. And then for strong safety, they've got two guys with cool names who can hit you, but kind of whiff on tackles and suck in zone coverage. So, I don't know. That's kind of like rolling the dice if you really want to attack that part of the team. They also have D'Anthony Thomas here. He's just not on the depth chart. Kind of like Tavon Austin in Jacksonville. I think they need to work him in, get the ball to him, just let speed do the rest. I don't think the Steelers is at that point, though, to where they can catch up with the Bengals. So, yeah. If I had to finalize all the rankings for the AFC, I'd say it's in this. Number 1 is still the Bengals. Number 2 is still the Bills. Number 3, Blues. Number 4, the Broncos. Number 5, Jaguars. Number 6, Steelers. Number 7, Dolphins. And number 8 would be the Raiders. Now, I kind of just a quick touch base on my team. Tannehill's still franchise QB, kind of regressed a bit over the offseason. Eddie Lacy, and you really need to get him the ball more, and I plan to do that this year. You see, Ajayi got bumped up over Damian Williams on my depth chart, and he kind of proved it in this last preseason game I played. Not a strong, he's kind of an all-around back, but whatever. Receiving core is good because Barker's still a good outside receiver. And this guy, he has 97 speed, 94 jumping, and 92 acceleration. And the catching stats don't suck, so yeah. Also, superstar dev, yay. Jordan Cameron's still good. I need to get him the ball more, though. Offensive line is weird, though. I need these guys to, find the fountain of youth or something. But yeah, I got Ali Marpet from the Bucks and a trade for draft picks. This guy still needs developing. So, it's working out over there. D-line is still good. Still got Sue, so that's cool. And James Michael Johnson, Misi, Jelani Jenkins make for a really good front seven that I don't really blitz a lot with outside linebackers, so if I'm going to blitz, I usually do it with a safety or just really a DB. Or I just use Misi right up the middle if I know they're going to run. Because he can block shed. He's not fast, but if he gets in there, he's going to destroy you and make you shit out your dinner. Corner, I need help here. Denard and Butler are my two best corners, and that's a little bit of concern. He's too slow. Had to put him as nickel back. Safety, yeah. Rashad Jones is one of the best in the game. At free safety, I moved Eric Pinkins, was a linebacker last year, to free safety, and I'm just going to beef up his coverage skills and awareness to he'll overtake Dumas, because Dumas is like 30. Yeah. Alright, now I got to do the NFC. Ah, boy. Start with the Bears. Let's go to QB. They still got Cutler, I think. No, they don't. Brock Osweiler. Oh, God. I don't like what they're doing at QB. Osweiler, I don't like him. But running back game, really good. Really good last year. Really good rookie. They've got that 1-2 punch. And they got Forte on the bench if they really need him. Two fullbacks again. I don't know why teams do that. But Jeffrey and White are a great 1-2 punch. Kamar Aiken's a pretty good third receiver. Not necessarily a slot guy, but whatever. Yeah, nothing going on at tight end, though. Let's go through all this. Be interesting to see if he develops it well, but whatever. Ooh. Really like the, still like the D-line. They got a rookie linebacker, so hopefully he develops for them, but yeah. I don't really like what they're doing with their linebackers, and their tight end offensive line kind of needs some help. Corner, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. He has to have star dev, otherwise there's no reason he should be there. Okay. Yeah. Defense on the back end especially needs help. Linebackers and secondary. Quarterback is not that hot, which really sucks for the Bears because I really like their receivers. I wish they had a guy who could get the ball to them more consistently. So they're not gonna be that good, I think, this year. Buccaneers, this one might take me a while to do because they basically traded away all of their talent except for like 3 or 4 main pieces for draft picks. So there's going to be a lot of rookies in here. Jameis Winston, they're building the franchise around him. Why not? He's a fucking good quarterback. Halfback, though, they got some speed fucker. They got this guy. He's decent. And they got a rookie running back, 80 overall. So that's pretty good. Not that fast. Yeah, balanced guy. So, yeah. I don't know why so many teams have 2 fullbacks right now. It's kind of weird. But yeah, the receiving core, look at the heights here. All of them are like 6'5 or 6'4. You see what they're trying to do here, and they kind of succeed at it. Dorial Green-Beckham, I was going to trade for if one of my receivers wasn't available in the first round, but I got to do it with 97 speed, and I'll take that over jump ball specialist. Because guess what? My guy still is a jump ball specialist. Kind of got a 2-in-1 there. But Bucks offense is amazing. It's still got Safari and Jenkins. They got a lot of rookie second-year guys on the line. I think that's actually all they have. Yeah. And a lot of these guys are good, too. I think the left tackle is a little bit of a situation, but other than that, really good. This guy is fucking amazing. like Rookie of the Year candidate last. Actually, I think he just won it last year. And then you got another one on the other side now. Defensive tackle needs help. I think they would just be better off starting Henry Melton and not trying to develop this guy. Yeah, a 250-pound defensive tackle is never a really good idea. Levante David's still there. They have Kiko Alonso. And they got another really good rookie. Julius Dansby on the outside. So for 4-3 defense, they are fucking loaded. At corner, they got Jordan Parker, a starting rookie corner. Not much else going on behind him, but something to work with. At safety, not much going on here. This is kind of really veterans. Yeah. So, I mean, the Bucks basically they did really well last year. The only reason they didn't win the division, or actually I think they did, but like they had the Panthers who were run by an old user, kind of spam shit, so we kicked him, but pretty late. But yeah, still best team in the South because the other team over there is the Falcons. And they just got taken over in like week 15 of last season, so they haven't had time to really build yet. But Buccaneers, I'd say, are maybe about third or fourth best in the NFC. So yeah, you go to the Falcons though, you still got like Coleman, Ryan, Julio Jones, and they got Ransford Blake. And basically, Julio light. Just needs to work on his catching, and he's a little bit smaller. Other than that, though, they don't really have too much else going on here. And Donnell is slow as shit, but Wilson isn't. So tight ends, if they want to run two tight end sets, which I really would do with the receiving course being kind of crappy after Blake. Yeah, they can work with an offense like that. I think offensive line is okay. The left guard is kind of a bust situation, but you can work with that. D line's good. I think they've still got holes on their team. Like, let me find one real quick. Like right here at middle linebacker, you've got like 72 overall rookie. If he doesn't develop, they're kind of screwed right there. Corner, once you go past devs and truthful on it, it gets ugly. It's kind of like the receiver situation. They weren't really able to address that. I don't feel because the one rookie they did get kind of sucks. But offense has still got enough to where it can keep them in games. They're just gonna need their defense to really step up. I don't think they're what the hell? They got a good rookie. Okay, I don't think they got enough really to compete with Tampa. No, I should say Tampa. The Buccaneers moved to London, so I don't think they can really compete with London yet. They're probably the worst team in the NFC. Really, the defense just doesn't have enough going on. So let's see. Next up, Cardinals. Cardinals are interesting. Brett Hundley, a mobile QB. I don't know how much they've beefed up his throwing stats though. He's got pretty good, really good deep ball. So yeah, Cardinals are going to be one of the strongest teams in the NFC last year. This last year, no DeMarco Murray, no Alfred Morris, and let's see. They still have Floyd, still have Watkins, still have John Brown. Not quite sure about the rest of them, but they don't really matter. These three are the ones you got to worry about. Last year, I played the Cardinals in my season finale, and they like to motion their receivers a lot before the snap. And when you've got speed freaks with Watkins and Brown doing that, it makes it like a really complicated chess game. And Cardinals, they know their offense better than any of us do, so they end up winning that a lot. Offense is amazing on this team. Maybe one of the best in the NFC. I'm not sure what's going on at center. Maybe Stardev guy. But yeah. Defense, though, they've got basically, while most teams try to build through the draft, the Cardinals have done the exact opposite. They've just traded all their draft picks for known quantities and veterans. Like, look at this. They got Von Miller just for first round because Denver was shipping him out. And they've got a really solid team. I think if they really want to keep going with their strategy, they're going to have to There's gonna come a time where basically they're gonna actually have to use their draft picks, or they're gonna have to go find some, because if some of these free agent guys start regressing, they need to be able to replace them. They can't. Draft picks are the best way to do that. But for now, though, Cardinals are on paper one of the strongest rosters in this league right now. I would say they're maybe like top two in the league. So Eagles, oh god, I don't like what they're doing at QB here. You see what they're doing? Mobile QBs. Griffin takes over as a starter because Manuel was balls last year. If he doesn't go back to his rookie form, they're kind of screwed. Ryan Matthews, and what the Eagles like to do is they throw a lot of halfback screens. I played them year one. They did it to me. They did it to everyone. Receivers, not a lot going on here. Dalton Brooks, great receiver though. I think he's one of those like, oh wait, I thought he was a lot faster than that. Still though, really good hands, so you gotta watch out for that. Seth Easton though, good rookie receiver though. Catching needs some work, but look at the spec catch. Already best on the team. Maybe they use him as a deep threat. I'm not sure. They put a lot of stock into building up their receiving core. So yeah, if Robert Griffin can get the ball to them, I think the Eagles will have a really good offense. I don't think I'd call it the best in the NFC, but it would be definitely in the top half. You see what they've got going at D-line's good. Linebackers, Connor Barwin's getting a little old. Other than that, though, they got pretty good. Brandon Graham was one of our All-Pros last year. Good corners. They just, they're old. And that's really going to be the problem you see on this defense, is that they've got a lot of veterans in the secondary. So they're not going to have speed, and they're going to start regressing, and that's going to suck. And they do have a... How are they starting Gostkowski at punter and kicker? Well, okay. Whatever. But yeah, Eagles are really kind of hard to rank because I don't really like the defense. The defensive line is good. Other than that, linebackers are okay. Secondary is just, I don't like the secondary. It's too old and slow. And QB is a big question mark. Redskins, I think, take this division again. Let's see. Packers. Rodgers is still got this team for one more year. After that, they're turning it over to Logan Thomas. I don't know how I feel about that one. I know it's not good. Yeah. Great rookie running back, though. They got Duke Johnson, and they got Christian Michael. So you got a good receiving back, and you got a good power back. I don't know what he can do, though. Let's see. Good speed. He's not going to fumble. He's got okay catching skills, too. I thought Johnson's was better than that. Huh. But yeah, great all-around back from Moody. So that'll work. Let's see. Receivers are interesting here. I don't know where this guy came out of, but yeah. Vontae Adams was a starter last year. And they don't need a lot of skill at receiver because they've got Rodgers. Now, for the future, they're gonna have to upgrade it. Ryan Graves is already their best target on offense, period. But once they move to Logan Thomas, they're gonna have to have receivers to back them up. But this year, not so much. Line's good at like every spot. Left tackle they addressed, but they weren't able to fix their defensive line through the draft. This is just not good. Nick Fairley can't run a defensive line on his own. Like, I'm sorry, he can't. And they do run a 3-4. Wagner is easily the best middle linebacker in this league. He will pick off everyone and their mother. And they got good corners. They've got a good secondary. Defense, I think, actually might be better than the offense on this team. I think going forward with Thomas, they're going to be more of a run game, a run-focused team. Because they either have to really bump up Thomas's throwing stats, or they have to really upgrade their receivers, and I think it's easier just to develop your new shiny halfback instead. But for now, I think they're a pretty balanced team. I think Rodgers and user skill are going to make that offense a lot better than it should be on paper. So Packers are probably, and remember, they did just win the Super Bowl, so you gotta give them credit for that. Still top 2 team in the NFC. Let's see, what do we got next? Redskins. Ryan Baker won the starting QB job when he got drafted last year. Garoppolo kind of, they kind of had a little controversy going on early, but he won out and, ran away with that job. Sean McCoy and a rookie here at halfback. That's going to be a dangerous run game to compete with. And, let's see. What is going... This guy better be fast. He's got great catching. That's good. Yep, he's fast as shit. Oh, God. Receiving core is strong for them. They got another speedy midget in the slot. And jump ball specialist in Calvin Mack, who was like a 6th-round pick or something. But yeah, Jordan Reed always a threat. They haven't really changed their offense too much, other than a slot receiver and a QB. But yeah, defense I liked on the I like for the Redskins. They got a weakness at right end, but I mean every other spot in the front seven's good. Secondary is pretty good. They just and they got a rookie cornerback good. Okay. I think they got a little worse than last year, but they're definitely still better than the Eagles. I think they still win their division, but I don't think they go as far into the playoffs as they did last year. Let's see. Seahawks. They got a left-handed rookie quarterback in the first round. I haven't taken a look at him yet. Good arm, good accuracy. Yeah, deep ball could be a little better, but hey, you take it. And he can run. Okay. Let's see if he's going to get hurt, though, doing it. Maybe. Still got Marshawn, but I'm more worried about Marcus Gilbert if I'm opposing teams, because good freaking God. He still can truck the crap out of everybody. Still really elusive. Still got good strength. And yeah, basically, he's Marshawn light with just a little faster acceleration. So I would be worried about Marcus Gilbert if I'm opposing teams. Yeah. So run game's going to be real strength in that team. But look at the receivers. They got Demaryius Thomas in a trade for Russell Wilson. They immediately got a new mobile QB to go with it. Randall Cobb was their number 1 last year, and they upgraded over him. Terrence Williams still good. Charles Johnson, yeah. Jimmy Graham still there, and they got. Look, here's the thing. It doesn't matter that your O-line sucks if your quarterback can get away from many edge rushers, and that's kind of what they kept doing with their new QB. And you got all these receivers. A lot of them are going to be good jump ball guys who can play after the play breaks down. Defense is okay. Somehow corner became a weakness for the Seahawks. They traded Sherman away for picks. And Thomas left earlier. Still got Chancellor, though. He's kind of leader on that defense, I feel now. I think if the Seahawks gonna get stopped, it's because their defense won't be able to keep up with especially Arizona's offense. Arizona's offense, I feel, is going to be a lot better than the Seahawks' defense. And Seahawks are probably looking at a wild card spot this year. Still a good team, though. And, yeah. Let's go. Okay, so I've covered Bears, Bucks, Cards, Eagles, Falcons, Packers, Skins, and Hawks. If I had to go ahead and rank the NFC, I'm going to say Cardinals are at the top, then the Packers, then Buccaneers, Yeah. Let's see. And then hmm. Then Redskins at number 4. Seahawks at number 5. Eagles at number 6. Bears at 7. Falcons at 8. So that kind of does it for all the conferences and all that. Now, what did I say I was going to do? I was going to speculate the teams that could join. So, all the other teams, like, we're going to end up taking up 4 of them. So, I think I know. The first one I'm going to go over is Giants. We already have a user who basically is keyed in on them. You look at this roster, you've got no Eli Manning. You actually retired, like, really early. You got Dustin Newton, decent arm, good accuracy, 85 speed, and I believe he has star dev. So, yeah, that alone would give me enough reason to take the Giants if I'm looking to enter a league. Run game could get better, but, you know, what the computer doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. You still got Odell Beckham, and, well, you have Odell Beckham. They got Martellus Bennett, though, and I played this team in the first week of preseason. I was shutting them down, but, no, go back. But, yeah. Won't really matter much, though, because they basically have already been... It's pretty much a given that they're already going to have a user take them. They've already got the pieces to build around. All that. I think people just got home. Good rookie linebacker. I don't know his dev, but whatever. Yeah. Next team, I'm looking at the 49ers. 49ers, yeah, they got Pearson as a new rookie quarterback. First overall pick in the draft, and you can see why. He's already got an amazing deep ball. He's got decent speed, so he can run if he has to, but, you know. When you got an arm like that, you might as well just sit in the pocket and throw, because it will work. Carlos Hyde is a good running back to have. Aaron Porter from last year. Yeah. This team still got offensive talent. They've just been signing guys off the street for receiver. I don't really like that decision. I think Smelter is a guy you could make into a project player, but yeah. A rookie tight end here. O-lines still look a little weird. Oh, wow. He's good. Yeah, look at this. The Niners got a defensive ends up to 99 and 92. Well, Trent Cole's kind of, old. But they've got good pieces throughout this entire roster. They just need, to say they need help at corner would be an understatement. But, yeah. Offense has got enough on it to work with. Yeah. 2 more teams to cover. I was gonna say Jets, but that's ugly. And Marshall and Decker aren't getting any younger. They don't really have a lot to take over. Let's look at the Patriots real quick. Definitely don't have Tom Brady anymore, but hey. They let this bitch take his number. They drafted her. God. Okay. So if you go with the Patriots, you kind of have your choice of QB here. Running game's a little bit weird. And receivers are going to need work because, well, yeah. They're all the same guy. Look at this. But you still got Gronk. You've got a couple good QBs you can choose from. There's not really any computer teams that are really built to playoffs or whatever, because after the first season, everyone kind of got their team going. But the Patriots have a really good linebacking core, decent secondary with a rookie corner to build on, and Devin McCourty. So they're kind of a more filled out roster. They only have a few gaps really. And if you want to go with a fourth team, Texans. AFC South, I know, is looking for another team. They've got a young quarterback, Robert Welch. He's got decent accuracy, but he's a pure pocket passer, so that might be a turnoff. 11. Receivers are good. You still got Hopkins and Strong. Benson Baxter was a late round steal. Not the fastest ever, I think, but yeah, no, definitely not. But he's got good catching stats, and he'll be able to develop. But look at how big he is. You developed his catching stats a bit, he's going to be a great red zone threat. O-line's still good. They just need to... I don't know what the hell happened at center, but you got Brandon Brooks, David Bakhtiari. You still got J.J. Watt, which is always a good thing to have on a team. And Jadeveon Clowney got moved to defensive end. Rookie defensive tackle. You're set for a 4-3 defense that will wreck shit. Like, yeah. Right, that's definitely a hole you gotta fix, though. I feel like they definitely could use some more help at corner because all the guys they drafted kind of suck. But yeah. Raheem Moore got good again. And yeah. So they kind of patched over all the holes in their team with free agents, but you still got a good pocket passer to work with. And yeah. Because what we're trying to do with those 4 teams is we're going to have 2 in each conference. I already know AFC South would want another. I know that AFC East would want another with me and the Bills. NFC North would want one. NFC West would want one. And I know NFC East is getting one because we have a Giants fan, so he's gonna take Giants. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover here. So, yeah. I'm going to burn people with this guy now.